Sifiso, welcome. Good morning, everyone. Mpumulelo, welcome. Keegan, welcome. Farai, welcome. Paseka, welcome. Good to see you guys online. Thanks, Juden. Have a good day as well, bud. Sir Graham, welcome, Graham. Yeah, Drodkos, I know that that guy, I've reported that account probably 6 or 7 times already and nothing's been done about it. I've been getting screenshots from clients, from people that have been saying that that he's contacting them and trying to solicit money and business from them. Hey guys, all of you that are on, please go and report that account. You'll see that my Instagram account is LintonWhite_official, and this clone account, who obviously bought a bunch of followers, is LintonWhite.official. Welcome Ruan, welcome Alien, of kan ek sê alleen. Does everybody know what day it is today? I'm gonna tell you guys what day it is today. It's a date that I've been waiting for, for a while now. And obviously I've been trading, taking it easy, waiting for today. Today is a very, very big day. This is when we see the FOMC come together. This is when we see the Fed meeting. Yeah. The question is, are they going to raise the interest rate? Yes, that's right, Gilbert. That's right. It's the FOMC. It's going to be a big day, not only for the NAS, but for currencies. It's going to be a big day for all indexes. Today's meeting has a very big impact on global economics, guys. So there'll probably be some fireworks this evening, depending on what happens. So let's see by a show of hands, who thinks that the FOMC is going to raise the interest rate firstly? Let's see. I don't know. You guys can say yes or no. Official J, welcome. Adrian, welcome. Thanks for joining, guys. Who thinks the interest rate is going to be increased in the States with the FOMC meeting? Just type yes if you think that they're going to raise the interest rates. Broadcast, definitely yes. Yeah. Gilbert, yes. Juden, yes. Kelvin, welcome. Alien, hell yes. Yeah. Look, guys, I don't think there's much doubt in my mind as to the fact that they're going to raise interest rates. Man of God, Lucky, welcome, Lucky. I agree with you, Ruan, I agree with you. So it seems like everybody's on the same page that they're going to raise the interest rate. What do you guys think they're going to do? Are they going to raise it by 25 basis points or 50 basis points? Just write 25 if you think 25 and 50 if you think 50. I'd be quite interested to see what everyone thinks they're going to raise it by. Marlon, welcome. So, raise in rate will push the Nasdaq down. Alien, it depends. Alain, thanks for that question. So, it really depends on a number of factors, and this is the big thing. So, Ruan thinks 25. Lucky thinks 25. Broadcast thinks 25. Amunal, welcome. I think they're going to be cautious and raise it by 25. Duden 25. So I think I'm on the same page with you guys. I'm also expecting a 25 basis point interest rate hike. The question you need to really ask yourself then is, has that 25 basis points already been priced into the market or not? Yeah, I feel like it has. I feel like the 25 basis point rate hike has already been priced into the market. So that raises the next question. Paseka, yes, 25. Yeah. So what happens if they raise it with 25 basis points? What do you guys think the effect on the market would be? If that rate hike has already been priced into the market, is that a positive or a negative for indexes, for example? Let's use the NASDAQ. I mean, we all trade the NASDAQ. Everybody loves the NASDAQ. Puseletso, welcome. I think, in my humble opinion, I think that if the 25 basis point rate hike has already been priced into the market, it's possible that when they do announce the 25 basis point rate hike, that we'll see a bit of a spike to the downside, but I think price will recover. And the reason I'm saying that is because I think that that's already been priced into the market. Sorry, buddy, I don't have any change with me. I think that that's already been priced into the market, so it possibly will spike down and then may recover. What do you think will happen? Simpiwe, welcome. NAS is going to go down. That's what Paseka thinks. I would have to agree with you, Paseka. I do think it's going to go down, regardless of whether it's a 25 basis point or a 50 basis point hike. Solomon, welcome. But the question is will it recover quickly or not? So it really depends on the FOMC statement as well. And that's what's going to make it tricky. So they might raise the interest rates by 25 basis points, and we see a spike to the downside on the NAS, and then with the statement or if they release results, press notes, whatever the case may be, and they say, look, so yes, we're raising it by 25 basis points, but we still see another 4 increases for the rest of the year, just as an example, then that's aggressive, and that would be bad for indexes. If they raise with 25 basis points and say, we're only going to raise another 1 or 2 times this year, maybe we'll see how this affects the market and we'll take it from there. That I think will be positive, because they are being more cautious, and the more cautious they are, the better it is for market trends to resume. So it's not only the actual increase that matters, and that's the very important thing for you guys to take note of. It's not only the difference between Geordie, welcome, how's it? It's not only whether or not they raise 25 or 50 basis points that matters. It's also how dovish or hawkish they are in terms of their statement. Are they going to aggressively increase rates for the remainder of the year? Or are they going to be more cautious, more relaxed, and do it at a slower pace? Are they going to announce one more increase? Are they going to say, we're going to see what this initial increase does in the market before we decide what to do next? What time today will this take place? Broadcast, I'll be very glued to my screen at 8 o'clock this evening. That's when it is all going down for our South African guys, 8 o'clock this evening. If there's anyone international online here, then you guys would have to check your times. But yeah, definitely a situation where I'm going to be watching from 8 o'clock to 8:30, because you've got the interest rate change release, and then you've got the actual statement release as well. And those two things combined is very, very important. So you've got to take note of that. What do you guys think will happen if they all of a sudden decide to raise the interest rate with 50 basis points? Zico, welcome. We haven't chatted for a while, bud. Hope you're well. We must get together. Paseka, 8 o'clock tonight. That's when everything's going down. Welcome, Loiso. So yeah, it's a very, very big day in the market. So what do you guys think? Let me see by a show of hands or by a message. So if you think that the price is going to go down if they raise with 50 basis points, say down. If you think the price is going to go up on the Nasdaq if they raise with 50 basis points, say up. What do you guys think is going to happen? $50 basis points, how aggressive indices will fall. 100% right, Gilbert. 100% right. So that's exactly what I expect to see if they go in with an aggressive amount like 50 basis points. That would be very aggressive, and we would see a sharp sell-off in the indexes. Lucky you're right. Down strong. So that's correct. What I'm hoping to see is a 25 basis point increase. And I'm hoping that with the statement that they're also going to be cautious, and they're going to say that, you know, we're going to see how this initial change impacts the market before we make further decisions this year. Or they're going to say, you know, maybe we only predicting 1 or 2 more increases this year, whereas, you know, in January guys were talking about 4 or 5 increases throughout the year, and I mean that would have been one like every 2 months, that would have been seriously aggressive, and we would have seen massive sell-off in the indexes. So if they start pulling down from those numbers, then I think we could see some stability return to the indexes. But, and this is a big but, this is also dependent on Russia and the Ukraine. So this one's a bit tricky, guys. If Putin decides to all of a sudden start dropping some nukes, yeah, we're going to see a big sell-off as well. So I'm looking at the FOMC statement this evening to decide overall direction in terms of what the Fed is doing for the year, and then I'll trade according to that. But I'll be keeping an eye on the developments in Russia and the Ukraine as well. Turkish, welcome. Okay, so let's get to some Q&As after having a chat about what a big day in the markets it is today. I'm definitely not looking to enter any trades today. If I see a big spike down tonight and there's some kind of support level, I'm looking at fib levels on the big time frames, I might decide to add into my buys on the NAS, and we'll see how it goes. Why is that? Can you explain this fundamentals in detail? Why these directions you are giving? Explaining fundamentals in detail is a whole other meeting, guys. So maybe what I'll do is arrange a live video session, maybe something on YouTube, maybe like a Zoom session where we can chat about it. I'll set something like that up. But fundamentals are a lot more intricate than what meets the eye. Let's use NFP as an example, and I think I've used this example before, but there are 3 factors with NFP that are exceptionally important. Welcome Calvin, Skep307, welcome. There are 3 factors with non-farm payrolls that are exceptionally important. NFP measures the employment rate in America. It measures how many jobs are created, but it also measures average hourly earnings. And all 3 of those things are exceptionally important to that result. So what generally happens is guys think fundamentals are easy. Okay, so if the States creates more jobs this month than they did last month, it's a good thing and it must be good for the dollar. And so they trade dollar-based pairs buying the dollar, and they think that should work out because obviously them creating a lot more jobs this month than they did last month is a good thing. But if their average hourly earnings decreased and their employment percentage, in other words, the amount of people employed percentage, decreases, so the unemployment percentage increases, that's negative for the dollar. So yes, they created 300,000 jobs, which was better than the previous month of, let's say, 200,000 jobs, but people are earning less and fewer people are employed. So that's negative. If you have a scenario where all three of those things come out positive, so there's more jobs created, there's a higher average hourly earning, and there's a higher employment rate or a lower unemployment rate, if you have a combination of all three of those things, that is very positive for the dollar. So fundamentals are tricky, guys. It's not a thing where you can just look at a value and say, oh, that was good for a certain currency. It also depends on how it interprets throughout the various factors of that fundamental information. So NFP, when you get a mixed result, that's actually what's been going on a lot over the last few months. We haven't seen huge action from NFP, in my opinion. But bear in mind, I'm a longer term trader, so I don't really trade those spikes and small moves. But we haven't seen the kind of volatility on NFP that we saw before, and that's because a lot of the results have been mixed. It hasn't been great for the dollar, then it's been a little bit good for the dollar, then there's more jobs, but unemployment is higher, and it's been a bit of a mixed bag, and that's why we haven't seen real volatility. Steph Free, welcome. Roche, I see you on again today. Welcome, Roche. We were just chatting about fundamentals. A question that I received was about fundamentals and how they work, etc. And that is a conversation all on its own. The thing you need to understand about trading technically is that fundamentals are priced into that chart. So if you don't trade the actual news release itself, if you don't know how to trade the news release itself, what you see represented on the chart after the news release and what transpires in the next few hours and days includes that fundamental information. So if you're a technical trader, you actually are, in essence, trading fundamental values as well, if that makes sense. So when people ask me, are you a fundamental or a technical trader? I say both. I do keep an eye on fundamental information, most definitely, like the FOMC that's going to be taking place today. But I use technical levels for entries, and those technical levels will include fundamental information as well. Signal, the Earths. I'm not too sure what you mean by signal. Is my signal dropping, guys, or is it okay? Right, welcome. Interest rates, just a bit of an explanation. I've gone through it, SU Success, what I'm expecting from the FOMC this evening, and what would happen dependent on what the result is. So just watch the recording again if you weren't on when we chatted about that, and you'll see what I mentioned, you know, whether or not they raise interest rates tonight, whether it's more dovish or hawkish, whether it's 25 basis points or 50 basis points, whether they're going to continue to increase rates throughout the year or see the effect on the market first, how many times are they going to increase this year. So that's why it's really important to understand fundamentals. It's not as simple as, okay, they've increased with 25 basis points, this is the effect. It's also, what is the plan going forward that's going to affect FOMC tonight. He means, do you supply with signals? Paseka, QuickTrade does send out free trading signals to clients who have live funded trading accounts with us. So if you don't have a live funded trading account, join my Discord server channel through the link on my Instagram profile. And in there you'll see a bunch of information on my Discord channel. How to open an account, the steps for actually opening accounts, there's how to access the signal, everything's on there. So just join my Discord server through the link in my profile, and you'll have access to all the information that you need there. Juden, just some info on the PAMM, please. Okay, can I ask you to, through my trading server, you can contact me privately and we'll chat about the PAMM there. But for those of you who aren't aware of what a PAMM is, it's a percentage allocation management module. We have a PAMM system on our international brokerage platform, and you can access that through the link in my profile through my Discord server. So if you join my Discord server, my trading server, through the link in my Instagram profile, you'll have access to all of that. Yes, that's right, Zico. So join me on Discord and you'll see all the info there. You'll be able to contact me privately as well. That's the best place to get hold of me. Welcome, Crams. So let's get to a couple of the questions that the guys posted yesterday. I'm going to post another post today and ask that you guys go there and ask your questions on those posts, so that I can select a few and answer them live here on Insta when I drive to the office in the morning. But the one question that I seem to be getting a lot lately is, how does tax on trading work? And I think that that's something very, very important to answer, because it's obviously that time of the year. Hey guys. So everybody wants to know, how does taxation on trading work? Taxation on trading is actually quite simple, but I would definitely suggest that you contact a bookkeeper who has experience in doing tax returns for people who trade the markets. And the reason I'm saying that is because there are a lot of things that you can claim back for before submitting your income from your tax. So your income from your trading, excuse me. So it's important to understand that your income from your trading is taxed according to your normal tax brackets. So your nominal income tax rates, it's taxed according to that. Technically, you are supposed to declare all of your profits that you make from trading throughout a year, and you are supposed to pay tax on that. What a lot of traders do is they pay tax on the money that they withdraw from their trading account. So if you withdraw 30,000 Rand a month from your trading account into your bank account, you add that to your income, and you pay tax according to your tax brackets for the financial year that you are in, if that makes sense. But the reason I'm saying that you should chat to a bookkeeper about it is because you can claim back your losses. So if you withdraw 30,000 Rand a month from your trading as a salary for yourself, you can subtract your losses also for that period from that amount before claiming or before submitting your tax return. So it really is advisable to chat to a bookkeeper, guys. But that in a nutshell is how it works. It works on your normal tax brackets. You need to declare all your profits. You can subtract all your losses, so it's basically a net figure, and you will pay tax based on that. What was one of the other questions that I read yesterday that I thought I should answer? I'm just trying to remember. If you guys wanna post questions here that I can answer, please go ahead while I try and remember the second question that I wanted to answer. It was actually about the PAMM account. So Juden, I've already answered that. If you want to know more about our PAMM system that we offer internationally, you can join my trading server through the link in my profile, in my Instagram profile, and you will get access to all of the information regarding the PAMM system over there. It's like a managed trading account, so it's a percentage allocation management module. Phil, the original, welcome. JDT, welcome. So I'm going to take a couple of questions now. While we're driving to the office, we've already spoken about what a big day in the market it is with FOMC tonight. Please go and report the fake account on Instagram. Yes, broadcast, please guys go and report that fake account. My Instagram account is LintonWhite_official, and the fake guy that's scamming everyone is LintonWhite.official. So please go and kick his ass for me. If you know him and if you know where he lives, tell me. I've got a baseball bat and a balaclava I'd like to go and visit him with. What do you know about institutional levels where big banks look to jump in? So this is essentially, Elaine, what guys refer to as order blocks. And order blocks are institutional levels. If you see big levels of support and resistance on charts, generally speaking, those are order blocks. And if you know how to analyze those levels, you can see where the institutional levels lie. Wyckoff theory is very based on understanding institutional trading and levels. So you can study up on Wyckoff. That'll give you quite a bit of info. That'll help you with that. I don't pay too much attention to institutional levels. I'm not too concerned about that. And again, it's because I'm a longer term trader. If you're a short term trader, that's going to be more important to you, understanding those levels of support and resistance. The Bello, welcome. Kalo, welcome. Seems like there might be an accident in front of me. We're slowing down a bit. Hit me with some other questions, guys, that I can answer for you. I've still got quite a few minutes to go before I get to the office. I'll take a few more questions. I see a lot of guys aggressively trading NAS and making big profits. What are some tips to aggressively trading NAS? Bilal, so tips to aggressively trading NAS. That's a very tricky question. Because a lot of the guys that you see out there making big profits from aggressively trading NAS are only posting the profitable trades that they make, hoping to gain a lot of followers. I don't think a lot of them actually consistently generate those kind of profits from trading the NAS itself. They might get a lot of followers and a lot of guys who trade under their IB links and they make money like that. I don't trade the NAS aggressively because it is a trending instrument, so that's why I really like trading the NASDAQ, because it trends, and it has been doing so for a very long time. So pullbacks like we are in at the moment actually benefits me a lot. I average into positions, I trade small lot sizes, and as the price moves against me, I add into my trade. So I look for overbought and oversold areas using specific indicators, and those indicators are the RSI and a momentum based indicator called the Williams percentage range. I use those to look at oversold areas because the NASDAQ is a predominantly uptrend instrument. I don't like selling it, although I do here and there. I prefer to only look for buy entries on the NASDAQ. So that's my take on trading the NAS. I average into positions, I look for very oversold areas, and then I'll start buying into the NAS. Have we got any other questions, guys? Vusi Mpanga, welcome. What is your take on the Brent price? Who is your mentor? Brent price, it's going to be very, very related to what's going on in Russia. That's the bottom line, guys. Russia is the world's biggest oil producer. So if they're at war with the world and supply is disrupted, we're going to have problems. And the price of Brent will increase, the price of fuel will increase, and we'll all suffer as a result. So the war being there does affect us. It doesn't mean that we are unaffected by that war. Who's your mentor? I'm self-taught. To me, I spent in a nutshell, I doubled my first 50,000 Rand trading account that I started with in 2 weeks. Thought it was easy and lost everything in week 3. I learned that you can make a lot of money from trading and that you can lose a lot of money from trading. And then I went on a 3-year journey, doing a lot of research, teaching or learning strategies, spending a lot of time on YouTube, learning wave theory, in particular Wolf wave theory, as opposed to just standard Elliott wave theory. And after about 3 years, I was making consistent profits, and then I started working on my risk side. So I trade the smallest lot I can for as long as I can, regardless of the size of my account. And when I'm comfortable with that, I move on to working on my risk and my risk appetite. So increasing my lot size until I'm in a place where I am comfortable. Trading humbles one very quickly. That's true. If you're aggressive, you don't manage your risk, and you don't look at your lot sizing as opposed to your account size, factor in corrections in the market, you can get humbled very quickly. What's your percentage target a month? Sibusiso, that's a cool question. I like that. Thank you. And guys laugh at me when I say this, but I'm happy with 5%. That's my target. 5% or more per month is what I want to make on my trading account. And then guys are like, what? 5%? I make 20, 30, 50% per month. And although I've done that before by testing myself, that's not the way to trade. And if that's your aim, as Elaine said, the market will humble you very quickly. I don't know if any of you know what compound interest is, but it's interest upon interest. And if you go search my YouTube channel, you can gain access to my YouTube channel by clicking on the link in my Instagram profile and joining my trading server. You can see a video on my YouTube channel how compound interest works. And if you just look at making 5% per month from your trading over a long period of time, you'll be absolutely staggered at what that does to your capital. If you're going to withdraw all your profits all the time, you're also not going to grow your account, and that's very important to know. So compound interest and compounding your trading account is the way to go. Warren Buffett had his very first compound interest set up when he was 15 years old, believe it or not, and look where that guy is today. Thank you, Elaine. Thank you for sharing that link. I see you've been listening. That's very cool to see. Guys, use that link, that compound interest calculator on the calculator suite. That is the same one that I use, and it'll blow your mind if you go and look at the possibilities that compounding a trading account has. And the less you withdraw from your profits every month, the more impressive your results will be. So from a compounding perspective, ja, ek weet jy luister altyd. Prop firms, it really depends. They differ so much from A to Z. It really depends. Some of them are fake, some of them aren't. I haven't particularly been personally involved with any of them, so I'm not going to comment on it and say, a full. Yanni Westhuizen, welcome. Hi Linton, with averaging in your positions as the price retraces means periods of drawdown, how do you manage your risk and exposure? That's a very good question. So this I learned through trial and error. Initially, when I started trading like this on the NASDAQ, I looked at what the biggest points correction on the NASDAQ was through the history. And I think I came to a figure of, at that point in time, it was 1,500 or 2,000 points or something that I was looking at and saying, as long as my strategy allows me to mitigate a 2,000 point pullback on the NASDAQ, then I will be able to trade it successfully, continuously, because I'm averaging into buys. So I kept doing that, and I was very, very successful, and I made a lot of money trading the NASDAQ like that. Millions. Made a lot of money trading the NASDAQ like that. And what I didn't take into account is that as the price of the NASDAQ increases, which it's been doing consistently for, let's say, the last 15, 20 years, the same percentage pullback. So in other words, back in 2010, for example, a 10% correction on the NASDAQ was, let's say, 500 points. I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying that's exactly what it was. But today, a 10% correction on the NASDAQ, because the price is where it is 1,500 points. So the same kind of correction percentage is a much bigger point movement. And so I had to adjust my strategy in order to allow that point increase on the same percentage. And that is what's putting me in a position where even in this current pullback in the markets, I'm already in 2 long positions on the NASDAQ, but it doesn't bother me. And I'm only in, I think it's a 10% drawdown at this point in time, or a 12% drawdown on my main account. So should there be a 50 basis point interest rate hike this evening and there's a massive push to the downside, I'll look to buy again at a lower level. And once the bottom is confirmed, I then start buying into that as well. And when we get back to the highs, which we will at some point, the amount of money that I make from the low back up to the high far outweighs the drawdown percentage that I was in. So I hope that that answers your question. 1% in 2019 was 70.1%. Today is 136 points. Exactly. Thank you for that info, Elaine. So you can see, guys, it's almost double. So you've got to think percentages for corrections. We've been sitting at a 20% correction on the NAS for, I think it's the last 2 weeks now, maybe even longer. And I think it's very possible we're going to see a 30% correction in total, which would put the price at around about the 11,700, 11,800 mark. And that's also a 50% retracement from the low in March 2020 to the high that we saw, to all-time highs. If you put a fib on that level, it's a 50% retracement, and that would be a 30% market correction. And we've seen 30% market corrections on the NAS a couple of times, so that wouldn't surprise me at all. No, it's a pleasure, Yanni. I hope that helps you with your strategy going forward. Vinny72, welcome. Paseka, best explained, thank you. Broadcast, lol, Xnet. Vinnig met info, lol. Well, alleen. At Broadcast, Xnet, vinnig met info. Yeah. Devan is very quick with his info. Yeah, there's definitely an accident somewhere in front here. Lots of blue lights going past. The Wall Street Prince, welcome. No, it really is a pleasure, Yanni. I'm glad that helped. So guys, post 1 or 2 more questions. Are you guys hiring? Tandeka, not at this point in time. We do have expansion plans in place. So join my trading server through the link in my Instagram profile, and you'll be able to contact me privately on Discord, and you can send me your CV and I'll keep it on record. And when we are looking at expanding, I'll definitely have a look, and we can consider you. Senzo in Jabula, welcome. I'm looking for another trading question, guys. Oh, I can see the accident now. At least it's not too much further to go. It looks like it's about 500 meters down the road. It's a pleasure, Tandeka. Anyone else got a trading question for me? Welcome, One Green Prince. I'm very well, thank you, Senzo. I hope you well. I know you usually only do buys on NAS, but do you sometimes do sells as well? Juden, yes I do. The only time I look to sell is when my starting to... Sorry, I just had to reject a phone call that was coming through. When my drawdown on my buys is getting to a level that I start getting uncomfortable, and I expect the price to still drop further, if I see further downward momentum, if I see that my indicators are telling me there's another fib level to the downside that we're looking to reach, then I will hedge my positions. So I'll hedge my buys down to that level that I'm expecting it to go to, and I'll close my sells at that point and open another buy and ride it all the way back up. How do you manage mixed fundamentals with your analysis? So I haven't added into any trades on the NAS over the last couple of weeks. Actually, the last like 2 months, or month or so, because of the fact that I've been waiting for today, the FOMC that's taking place this evening. I've been waiting for that, and that's how I use fundamentals. So I'm expecting a change in the market. I need to see how aggressively or how conservatively the Fed approaches their interest rate hikes for the remainder of the year. So that's how it affects my analysis. I use fib levels and I use wave theory, Wolf wave theory, and then I combine what I'm waiting for in terms of the Fed, or sometimes NFP, but not so much, and big market moving events like the war between Russia and the Ukraine. Are you a self-taught trader, and when did you start trading? Yes, Tandek, I'm a self-taught trader. I started trading in around 2009, and then I've been doing it professionally for a number of years. Obviously, well, not obviously, but I think professionally from, I think it's around about 2013 I decided, no, 2012 I decided to make it a career. 2013 I really started getting out there. Hi Linton, what can you tell me about rebates? Well, rebates are paid to introducing brokers. So for those of you who don't know what an introducing broker is, it is somebody who is rewarded for introducing clients to a broker. So that's why they are called an introducing broker. And the rebates can add up, guys. So if you're not an IB as yet, that's the abbreviation for introducing broker. If you aren't an IB as yet, I would strongly suggest thinking about it. There's a very, very lucrative business out there, and if you're not an IB, you're missing out on it. I started out as an IB in this business at a trading company, and I built up a very big book of clients, and I built up a really substantial income. I mean, will 10,000 Rand or 20,000 Rand or 50,000 Rand or 100,000 Rand make a difference in your life? And if anybody says no, they're probably not being very honest. So I can tell you that those kind of rebates are very possible to earn. And if you want to become an IB, an introducing broker, contact me through my trading server via the link in my Instagram profile, and I'll help you get set up as an introducing broker and help you to understand how it works and how you can make money from being an introducing broker. Do you trade NASDAQ and US 30? Yes, I do. Shakil, I've covered that a bit in detail already in this morning's live drive. So watch the recording that I post afterwards, and you'll see that I do trade the NAS, and I actually trade the US 30 based on the same kind of principles as I trade the NAS as well. So most of the indexes you can trade very similarly to what I do with the NASDAQ. I just really like the NASDAQ because it's based on technology. It's a lot of tech-based stocks that are included in the NAS, and I think technology is something that's always evolving, ever increasing, and I don't think it's something that's going to take a massive hit anytime soon, although we're in a big pullback in the market as I say that. But what I mean is the future for technology, I don't see a limit on it, and there's always going to be improvements. Look at SpaceX, look at Tesla, look at Microsoft, look at Apple, all those companies, Facebook. Guys are constantly innovative and changing with times, and I like technology. It's something that interests me, so I like putting my money into technology. Are you trading any Chinese stocks? What's your opinion on it? No. I don't trade individual stocks. I trade indexes, and the reason for that is because individual stocks for me, unless you're trading without leverage, is too risky. So if you're trading leveraged stocks, you're putting your eggs in a basket, so to speak, unless you diversify and you investing in Microsoft, and you putting some money in Alibaba, and you trading Google as well, and some Facebook and Vodacom and MTN and stuff like that, international companies, you can do that too. But look at what happened with Steinhoff, for example. If you had all your eggs in the Steinhoff basket, sheesh, guys, that was rough, eh? Pension funds were in there. I mean, going from trading at 100 Rand a share at one stage down to, I think the last time I checked was like 3 Rand 50 a share. That's rough. If your pension fund was tied to Steinhoff, you're not in a very happy place at the moment. So I tend to look at things like commodities as well if I want to trade something a little bit more out there than forex and indexes. Do you still use 1 to 500 leverage? Yes, I do, Alain. I trade 1 to 500 leverage, and it's simply because I like adding into my trades and I don't like tying up all my margin in those trades. So I allow for a bit more drawdown with the leverage. So I'm happy to go into like a 20 or 30% drawdown on my account over a period of time. When I say 20 or 30%, guys, that's much higher than what you should be doing if you're an inexperienced trader. You really shouldn't have your account going into those levels of drawdowns. But I do that over a long period of time. So like, for example, the 2 buys that I've been in on the NASDAQ, I've been in for over a month already. And I'm looking at adding into it. So, you know, if I go into a 20% drawdown when I add into this, the money that I make on the way back up far exceeds that. So I'm happy with that kind of setup. I'm nearly going to take my turn off to go to the office. I'm going to take Nkateko, welcome. I'm going to take one more question, and then we'll call it a morning, and I'll say thank you for joining me. So one more trading based question, guys. What do you have on your mind? What do you want to know? Anything about trading or anything about me, my journey, you're more than welcome to ask. What is the difference between 1 to 500 and 1 to 100? Okay, so leverage is essentially the multiplication of your funds that you can trade with. So the higher your leverage, the more money you have to trade with when you put a certain amount of money in your trading account. And it's essentially a loan from the broker, and that's where swap fees come from. So if anyone's ever wondered what swaps are the interest that the broker charges you for the loan on a leveraged trading account. So when you hold your trades overnight and over a weekend, you're actually paying interest to the broker to hold those trades open, and that's what swaps are called. So that's the difference. Your margin requirements on a 1 to 100 account will be higher than your margin requirements on a 1 to 500 account. So for example, on a 1 to 100 account, your margin for trading the NASDAQ would be 250 Rand for a 0.01 lot size. And on a 1 to 500 account, your margin requirement would be 50 Rand for a 0.01 lot size. So you have more money to trade with a higher leverage, but you must also remember that you can get yourself into trouble with a higher leverage because you've got more margin to play with. So you need to understand it very, very well when deciding what kind of leverage you want to trade with. Guys, I just want to thank you for joining me on my way to work. I'm taking my turn off now off the highway to go to Rosebank. So thanks very much for keeping me company on my way to work. I really enjoyed our chat this morning, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens with FOMC and the Fed tonight. So have a great day, everybody, and I'll chat to you again soon. Cheers.
Work.